May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. You are trading with RT Money, the prophet of boom, not the prophet of doom. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just forget I just said that part. Anyway, let's moving right along. Right, let's move it. Okay. Uh, we're gonna look at the United States, the U.S. dollar index. We're looking at the euro, the pound, the Aussie dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the CAD, both the futures and the CFD of CAD and Swiss and JPY, the Japanese yen. All right, and we're going to take a peek at Bitcoin. All right, let's move it right along. Starting with the Dixie, we're looking at the monthly. This is the only time I'm going to do a whole top-down thing because I'm just trying to give you the straight up information that you came here to see. All right. Make sure that you hit the like button if you're digging what I'm putting down. If you're picking it up, let me know, man. All right, and leave a comment. All right. So we're looking at the Dixie. You can see prices done all of this mess. All right. Consolidation had a little fake out above the consolidation, and then we price came back inside, and then we did this mess. We moved back up to the top of the range, and then moved sideways here. What are we supposed to do here? Well, we got to be patient with it. All right. One thing that I want to bring your eyes to, if I can get over there, one of the things that I can do is you see these lows. This month's candle has already taken the previous month's candles, those lows. All right. When I see those lows being taken, I'm looking for price to pull back, which it's already doing. All right. You're looking for a pullback, but where to? Probably to test that low here. All right. Somewhere around there. So let's move to the weekly. All right. The weekly, you can see that there are some fair value gaps. But I always tell you, take these fair value gaps, the bearish ones, with a grain of salt, because you can see, if I can get the drawing tool right, you can see a bearish fair value gap here and one here for the weekly, right? You can see those. It looks like price has an intent on going lower, but to what end? Was it just to sweep these lows? Because there was a lot of liquidity under here, all right? And as soon as price did so, it wicked up. And now we have the formation of this bearish fair value gap on the weekly. Let's go to the daily. This is our bread and butter. All right. Again, we can see how price made a quick turn down here and follow that up on Friday. This is Thursday's candle. This is Friday's candle. Where are we heading? Here's the next target. This is a swing high right below a bearish fair value gap. And you can see there was a market structure shift here. And when I see that, it forms an area of fair value, And when price comes back up into these fair value gaps that are intersected by that market structure shift, it usually is a very sturdy uh, form of resistance in this case, for lower prices. So what I'm looking for is the next couple of days, Monday, Tuesday, we're going into this fair value gap, and we'll see how price reacts here. But my leaning is towards bearish pricing, all right, because it's been very bearish with small pullbacks, right? And I'm looking for another small pullback. This low may not be hit, but we may come towards. We may uh, pri- uh, push. Price may push towards that. So bullish for the beginning of the week. We'll see what happens towards the middle of the week, because Thursday, Friday, you're going to see a lot of U.S. dollar news and core PCE and all that good stuff and GDP. That's going to going to determine what we're going to be looking like. So you got that, right? With the euro, we can just stay on the daily because you can plainly see that price took out this swing high, right? And again, we had that quick turn. All right. Of course, the euro USD is the opposite of the US dollar index. It's the inverse. They're inversely correlated, right? And it's the mirror image. And you see the two bearish candles are coming towards that previous weekly low. All right, and that'll be the first immediate target, and then we have the draw on liquidity here in this bullish fair value gap. In this case, the opposite of what it was with the U.S. dollar index. So, and you see the swing high intersecting this bullish fair value gap. I'm looking for price to come on down into here. All right, and afterwards, we may be getting some higher pricing. That's what I'm looking for with the euro, but we're going to see what the reaction is first. Once it gets down here, what did I just do? What did I just do? All right, we're going to see what the reaction is first once it gets down there. All right, it gets in here, but we should see one or two candles going in here, and we'll see how price reacts once it gets into that bullish fair value gap. Same thing with the British pound, pound USD. All right, you can see that we took out a very important swing high. All right, a major swing high here, a lot of liquidity, and you expect price to pull back, and it is pulling right back into this bullish fair value gap, which is intersected by uh, the swing high being traded through. All right, we also have uh, a market structure shift here. So I'm looking for price to find support here and continue higher, just like with the euro. If we go down to the Aussie dollar, things start to get a little different, a little bit different. All right, you see the fair value gap. You see the swing high being taken and traded through. Boom, boom, boom. Then price comes back down. You see there is a market structure shift here. All right, before it hits a bullish fair value gap. All right. And it looks like price is traded through the consummate encroachment, the 50% or halfway mark of the fair value gap. And we are at the bottom now where price is coming into contact with the bullish fair value gap that left. I mean, the bullish order block that left this bullish fair value gap. I'm looking for price to find support here. All right. It's finding it lower if you relate it to the pound and the euro, but right around, right, I'm trying to draw a straight line, right around this line here, we should be seeing price. Price may wick down here and then come up. So that's what I'm looking for because I do believe that we may see a weaker U.S. dollar by midweek. So and then price may be turning back around. All right. If we go to the NZD USD, all right, similar situation, except structure is a little different. You can see this was a very deliberate turn where price rolled over. All right. And the high over here was barely snipped, and you can see the drop. So this is way more bearish. All right, this is a commodity based what do you call it currency versus the safe haven status of the U.S. dollar. So you're going to see the U.S. dollar. You would in this in the current environment, the U.S. dollar should be outperforming the NZD, and that's what you can see here. All right, but to what end? Give it 2 days. Like I said, there's some targets here, these lows. All right, we're coming into a very large area of fair value created by this order block, which created a bullish fair value gap here. All right, and price is coming into that to tap into that bullish order block, and I'm thinking that we may be seeing higher pricing from there, but we want to see these targets taken out first, right? I'm looking for that. The thing is, why this eye is here, all right? Reason I have that eye there is because I'm looking for price to form bearish fair value gaps where you see this intersecting line of the swing low here. All right, price may come down and sweep these lows, pull back into that, and then we'll see uh uh lower prices from there, which would indicate that the US dollar is still outperforming the weaker New Zealand dollar. You understand? So this bears watching. We're going to see how sensitive price will be to these targets. The CAD, I this is a mess. This is a choppy mess. There's some people that like to play the range, just short from the highs and long from the lows. All right. If that's your style of trading, have at it. You're probably making all kind of good money. All right. Because of that big old rejection candle there, and the bearish pricing that happened after that, I'm looking at pricing to take these lows. All right. I watched how price came down and took this low over here, and then we pulled up and then continued to go up. Right. So I'm looking at that as a lesson. We take this low, we take these low where there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of stop losses. All right. And then we may see higher pricing. All right. We may see higher pricing going into a bearish fair value gap. We're going to watch this. Oh, there's the eye there. We're going to watch how the next couple of candles are here. Are we going to form a bearish fair value gap? Is price going to trade through this low, or is it just going to wick down and then we can continue higher? These are the things we have to watch out for. We just can't jump into trades. We got to look for confirmations, right? All right. Now the US dollar CAD, because that what I just showed you was the CAD USD. All right, that's the way it's set up with uh, futures. All right, the CAD futures. This is the USD. This is for those that trade CAD in CFDs. All right, I have the target here, this swing high. All right, and that's very close by. I'm looking for price for the next couple of days to push higher, and then we're going to see a pullback. If it pushes higher, trades through, and maybe takes out this high and this high, the opposite of what I just showed you on the CAD futures. All right, if it takes out those highs, depending on how it trades through. If it trades through with a strong close above this high, above these highs, then I'm looking for higher pricing after that. Maybe a small pullback and then higher pricing. But if it just wakes up through it, we're looking for lower pricing. All right, but we have to see how price reacts. But this is the immediate target. We'll see what happens midweek. All right. Uh, okay. What are we looking at here? This is the Swiss franc futures. All right. This is Swiss USD. I'm looking at this market structure shift here, intersecting the bullish fair value gap. Price is already formed, pull back into it before hitting this high. This is what I'm looking for. What makes sense to me is price for the next couple of days, uh, messing around in this doggone fair value gap and then taking out this high and then coming towards that high. All right, that's what I'm looking for. All right, with that market structure shift going through the fair value gap, I'm looking for it to be sturdy support for pricing to take it higher. All right. And if we look at the CFD version of that, the US dollar Swiss franc, all right, it's just the opposite. Here's a market structure shift going through the fair value, the bearish fair value gap here. And I'm looking for price to come out of there and hit this first target. And we'll see how it hits that target. If we're going to go for lower pricing, if it trades through, and I think it will, and has a strong close, I'm looking for further bearish, or the bears to take over this market, right? It looks like they're pretty much in control already, right? All right, and with the last one, it's the yen. This is the last of the majors. If I want you to look at the weekly, all right, you can see this big institutional candle here. This is an intervention candle, all right, by the Bank of Japan. All right, price pulls up here, and then comes back down. All right, so what we're looking at is this market structure shift here. All right, and we see a bearish fair value gap, a bearish weekly fair value gap, right? Price created it with this third candle of the three candle formation there, and you can see that the intervening uh, uh, the intervention by the Bank of Japan and the news announcements and all. I think this was CPI, and then price pulls up, and we have a very large rejection. Do I think this bullish fair value gap that was formed? Do I think this will lead to higher pricing? I do actually, but what we're looking for is, are we seeing the reversal? Has the reversal started? This next candle will let us know. Price will come back here, and we should see higher prices from here. That's why I'm having you look at this weekly candle. We got to see what the reaction is, right? And on the daily, you can see it a little cleaner. All right, this was the market structure shift here. We can see there was a bearish fair value gap there. Price respected that fair value gap until it didn't. So this goes away. All right. And you see the push higher, creating another bullish fair value gap here. All right. I'm not bullish until this high is taken out. When this high is taken out, that'll confirm that that'll confirm the full reversal, in my opinion. All right. Right now, we're still respecting the bottom of these candles, and if price doesn't respect this low here, uh, if it doesn't respect this fair value gap here, and it does one of these numbers, then we're resuming the bearish trend. All right, in a very weak Japanese yen. But I don't think that's the case anymore. I think the Japanese yen will find um, uh, support here. Okay, I think it'll push back that far, but over the next couple of days, uh, because it's a U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar influence. But I think the Japanese yen is going to outperform the U.S. dollar as a safe haven. All right, as people start to push money towards it, I think you'll see that we'll see higher prices, but we're gonna be careful and be patient and just look at the reaction once price reaches our POI, our uh, place of interest. All right, I got what time for one more. We're going to do look at Bitcoin. Now, this is as simple as it gets, folks. I told you I've been watching this for a couple of weeks now. It formed this beautiful uh, breaker here. All right, boom, boom, boom. We traded through it. We left a fair value gap. This it has now formed a unicorn. All right, I told you to wait for price to hit here, or wait for it to come back to the breaker and take your trade. You should be making money. Now, of course, I don't give financial advice, but I do recommend that you do your own analysis, and if it matches up with mine, hey, do your thing. All right, but I did tell you that this was the spot, and I drew a big old arrow. I said it's going to come back here. When it was here, I said it's going to come back, and then it's going to take off. Well, it's taken off. All right, now what you want to notice is, oh, I'm down in my last minutes. All right, what you want to notice is it created another bullish fair value gap. All right, we want to see if this one holds. It could come back here. It may start here, but we want to see we're going to see more bullish price action. Thank you for watching my video. Please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, ask a question. and I'll get back to you directly. May profits be upon you.